1982, and I'm 17 years old. The years from 13 years old to 17 years old were not good years for me. When I was 13, my mother married an alcoholic and was pregnant with her 5th child, my little sister. And when I was 17, she had her 6th child, which I basically babysat constantly, and I was kind of bitter about it. I was going to the mall, wanted to go to the mall with my friends one day, and she said, well, you have to take your brother. So I took a newborn to the mall. At 17, I can tell you that people actually come up to you and say mean things to you. Shame on you, young lady. I'm like, it's my brother. So I said, I'm never taking him to the mall again. Anyway, life was not good. So I immediately set about to think, how can I get out? I just want to get out. And I approached a neighbor that I'd babysat for and said, can I just please live in your basement? I'll clean your house, I'll watch your children. And she was like, what? And I said, I have to move out of that house. She said, well, that's interesting. And she told my mother, and my mother said, do you really think you're ever going to get out of here? You're never going to get out of here. And I thought I was going to lose my mind until somebody told me, oh, when you're 18, you can leave. You're going to be a legal adult. All of a sudden, there was hope. I was like, yes! And I immediately began counting down the days. So when I got into a fight with my mother, I'd be like, in 562 days, 11 hours, and 2 minutes, I'm out of here. And my mother would look at me and be like, she didn't really understand at first. Then all of a sudden, she started getting it. But I think she really thought I was never going to get out because she was so dependent on my services. Well, I had a boyfriend who was the youngest of 5 children, and I became very good friends with his mother. And I began to confide in her about the dilemmas of my house. And they had a big home on a lake with 2 empty bedrooms. And I said, you know, would it ever be possible for me to move in here? And she said, well, I don't know. And I basically talked her into it. And she said, well, only if push came to shove, like you absolutely had nowhere to go, could you come here? As soon as I got that okay, I got on the phone with DSS, like Department of Social Services. I did. I was very driven in my goal. And I said, if I left home at 17, would you make me return? And they said, well, when's your birthday? I said, April. They're like, that's like in 6 months? No, we probably wouldn't because we have so much going on here. If you were in a safe place and you were okay, and I was like, yes. The next time I got into a mad blowout fight with my mother, I had my master plan in the back of my mind. So I got into this huge fight with my mother, and she said, yeah, because she thought I was trapped. She said, yeah, well, you better apologize to me, because if you don't apologize to me, I'm going to throw you out of this house. And I said, oh, yeah? And I said, well, I'm not sorry. She goes, well, I'm going to the grocery store. When I get back, you better be ready to apologize to me. And I'm like, what good is it? I'm not sorry. You can't make somebody sorry. You're going to make me say it? She goes, yeah, I want you to say it. I was like, okay. She went to the grocery store, and I was like, alrighty then. And I just took everything out of my bedroom, crammed it into my Chevy Chevette, my little hatchback, everything, and it was so satisfying and so exciting. And I remember those little wire hangers just dangling as I ravenously emptied my room out. And I told my other siblings, I'm like, I'm out of here. Moved into my boyfriend's house, had my own space. My mother called up furious, said she was calling the police. I said, go ahead. I've already done my research. I'm out with a bang. And I was.